I was going to go to UMary and just took the whole year to pray about my vocation and what the Lord wants to do. But the Lord had other plans. As soon as I got to UMary, they do this new student retreat, and I went on that. And Father Bauk had a talk, and he was talking about like religious life and vocation. He said that you don't discern the seminary in prayer, you discern the seminary in the seminary. So I kind of took down my whole year-long plan, and that once again set a fire in me, and I grabbed my phone and I grabbed Father Dosh's number. For anyone who is discerning their vocation, one piece of advice I have is just to go for it. There's nothing to lose and everything to gain. My name is Aidan Schaefbauer. I'm from Bismarck, North Dakota. My home parish is the Pro-Cathedral of St. Mary's. Growing up, I was born and raised in a Catholic family. I went to Catholic school through my whole schooling. But at that time, growing up, I just went to Sunday Mass and that was about it. Got really distracted at Mass. And it wasn't until my sophomore year of high school when I first felt the pull to join the seminary. I was walking through the religious wing at St. Mary's, and right beside me or near was Isaiah Gillick and Isaiah Fisher, two seminarians at the time. I just remember looking over at them. I just thought, wow, that is really attractive. And I desire that. And that thought was not my own. At that time, I didn't have the best prayer life. I had the mentality of, if I just make it in sports, I'll make it in life. So I didn't pray at all. And when I thought of joining the seminary entered my head, it was at that same time that my cousin Dominic was also discerning and working through the process. And I had followed him a lot in life. I joined football because he did. And I didn't want to follow him into that. So that was kind of my mentality with that. So I brushed it off to the side, and I continued through my year. The thought would kind of come back, but I kept on brushing it away. It wasn't until my junior year of high school, my school does the 40-day Mass challenge, where if you can go to Mass every day during Lent, the chaplain will take you out for a meal. And that was the first year where I willingly chose to do that. In like previous years, I went because my sister went and I didn't have a car, so I just went with her. But that year, I willingly chose to go, and that set a fire in me. At the end of the 40-day Mass challenge, I just remember just wanting more, like wanting to go to Mass more, wanting to have a relationship. And so that summer, before work, I would go to 6:45 Mass at the cathedral. During the summer of my junior year, I started dating this girl. We had talked about our faith, and I told her that I'm going to daily Mass, and she was like, "What about adoration?" I was like, "What's that?" So we started going to that, and that's how and she showed me about the personal aspect rather than, there's more than to just going to Mass. Nearing the end of my summer, I went to a healing service at the cathedral. Before the healing service started, I jumped in line for the confession. And when I got in there, I didn't know the priest, and I just said my sins. And before he gave me any counsel, he stopped for a second and he said, "Have you thought about the seminary?" And he only knew my sins, and he said that. And I told him, it was kind of on the back of my mind, but I kind of told him like the misconceptions I had, or like why I wasn't doing it because of my cousin. And he told me his story about him and his brother going. It kind of just knocked down like every misconception I had about the seminary and why I shouldn't go. And I left the confessional crying and with my heart set on fire, thinking about joining. But I was still dating this girl, so I pushed it aside and continued on my summer. Now before my senior year had started, my cousin Dominic had a going away party with my family, and he invited Father Waltz, who was the old Vocation director there. He was great, but he had this quote. He was telling stories about his time as the Vocation director, and he had this quote: "If you're thinking about the seminary in this day and age, you should probably join." And that set a fire again in my heart, but also made me really mad because I was that guy. But I just started dating this girl, and I was really torn. I was mad because of how on fire it set me. So I walked away that evening, mad, but I still had that pull on my heart. As senior year continued and I got closer in a relationship with the Lord, that question, every time I'd go pray, that question would come up: should I join the seminary? Should I be a priest? And it just kept on coming up to a point where I just couldn't ignore it anymore. Me and my girlfriend, we broke up, and I decided to take that summer before I started college to just pray really hard about it. I picked up this book I got from Father Dosh. It's called Is Jesus Calling You to Be a Catholic Priest? And I intentionally read through it through the summer really slowly. I agreed a lot with what it said. And if you're reading a book that says, if you agree with the book that it's titled, Is Jesus Calling Me to Be a Catholic Priest? You should probably join the seminary. So I was going to call Father Dosh, but I realized he'll probably just ask me to go to college for a year. So I didn't call him. I decided that I was going to go to UMary and just take the whole year to pray about my vocation and what the Lord wants to do. But the Lord had other plans. As soon as I got to UMary, they do this new student retreat, and I went on that, and Father Bauk had a talk, and he was talking about like religious life and vocation. He said that you don't discern the seminary in prayer, you discern the seminary in the seminary. So I kind of took down my whole year-long plan, and that I once again set a fire in me, and I grabbed my phone, and I grabbed Father Dosh's number. After the weekend, I still had his number, but I didn't call it. It'd be a couple of weeks of me looking at it and not calling it. And I saw him at UMary one day, and I thought I should probably call him. So then a week later, I called him, scheduled a meeting, and we met for a couple more times, and then I got the application. Even though I felt the call pretty early, I still felt like I was meant to go to UMary. UMary really transformed me, it helped me mature and helped me get just a really strong devotion to like the sacraments and to Jesus. For anyone who is discerning their vocation, one piece of advice I have is just to go for it. There's nothing to lose and everything to gain. This fall I will be going to John Paul II Seminary in DC. I'm most excited for living in fraternity with guys who are also discerning the priesthood. I just want to give a big thank you to the Bismarck Diocese for helping me with my discernment and all you guys do for vocations. Thank you and God bless.